Hey, Queens, Mrs. Anderson here, and welcome to the Sisters Conversation, where we discuss every aspect of sisterhood or womanhood, where we talk about finance, family, marriage, relationship, mental health, self awareness, personal development, and every aspect of womanhood, your lifestyle, life experiences, life stories. We share our stories, we heal together, we learn together, and we grow together. And that's how we say it's about empowering one another, one conversation at a time. And this is powered by the Sister Safe Space Community Global, or we could call it international, where we have a community of sisters across the world. We hold hands together and we connect together. Today, we'll be talking about something quite emotional. Before I go on, if you're yet to follow us, quickly do so. Go on our social media platforms, connect with us. We are on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We also have a WhatsApp community. All right. So quickly connect with us and engage this particular podcast or series. Today we're going to be talking about something really, really important, especially regarding the sisterhood, and it's about widowhood. Oh yes, navigating life from widowhood to building a life of wealth and success. We could call it turning lemon into lemonade. And we know that in this part of the world, we have something I call the backlash on widows. Sisters clamoring to get married. We want to get married. You are praying for the Mr. Right. And then you finally get Mr. Right. And all of a sudden, psst, he passes. And then you're welcome into a new way of life that nobody prepares you for. And that's the situation we're talking about today. We have a guest in the house who will be taking us into her life, her story before marriage, whilst being married, and life as a widow. Please be kind to meet my guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Lelikumo. I'm pleased to be here.
And I'm so pleased to see you as well. And you'd agree with me that she's very pretty. She's beautiful. She's also tall. Yes. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. She'll be taking us into her life or through her journey before she became a Mrs. Let's talk about that.
Oof. So, where do I start?
Mm.
Before being a Mrs., I'm the first child of a family of six. Okay, six now. We're seven and we're six right now. And as a young child, I think I navigated that before being a teenager poorly, honestly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that in itself must have been what defined the choice I made in
Hmm.
marriage. So we're talking about before marriage.
Before
Yeah.
marriage.
So I struggled a lot with low self esteem.
As pretty as you are.
And I can't even point exactly when it started, but I know that even as a secondary school student, I hardly had friends. Yes, I was always by myself. And there were a lot of things that I wish I was able to, do, explore, but I didn't do most of those. And I was 17 going on 18 when I met my now deceased
Yeah.
husband. Yeah. So, and honestly, I think what's led me to hooking up with him then was a kind of loneliness that I can't even explain.
I pushed you into it.
Yes, it wasn't. And this is one of the things that I would like to address here.
Please go ahead.
Um, most young girls, most parents don't pay mind to what their children are actually going through, and that's why it's easy for them to be lured. So, what lured me into that relationship, even though I resisted at first, was the promise of friendship. As ordinary as that, that was what I was looking for. A friend that I could just relate with, aside my parents, relate with and just, you know,
Share.
share. So, and yeah, it didn't really have all the attributes that I wanted. But then there's one thing that I also remember that made me stay with him then was I was older. I had this false expectation that since he's older, he'll be wiser.
Say it again.
Since he's older, he will be wiser.
That's a fallacy.
Yeah.
False
So we're together. But then a few years into the relationship, I noticed there were lapses. What I expected of is, I mean, a partner was not there. So I started molding him. So
Mm.
yeah, as a young child, I had a lot of needs, but yeah, I was trying to build him into the man I was expecting. So I started with asking, okay, what are your dreams? Like I entered school while we're in the relationship, but I noticed that he didn't have prospects. He was about 8 years older than me then. So when I was 18, he was 26. So okay, so I wanted to. It was nice actually. So I wanted the whole package. So I started like trying to put the
To
brick.
fix the package together.
But that would also tell you that I was so unsure of myself to just look for what I wanted. I just needed to build.
Mm.
So there's a pretty much some of the things that I suffered with. So you say I settled.
You settled.
Yeah, I settled.
At what age were you at the time?
I met him when I was 17, going on 18.
So at what point did you both become man and wife?
Okay. So from being together, there was now um, pregnancy. So it just
Happened.
happened.
Were you legally married?
Yes, we had to do the court thing and all that. So
So did you feel pressured to marry because you were pregnant? Or did you see the signs and just thought, let's go ahead? Or did you marry because of the
back
pregnancy?
to settlement. I really I my dad to an extent helped to delay the whole marriage thing, but because I was now at the point where okay, I already have a child. What
Yeah.
will happen?
With you, with life.
So if I even after seeing a lot of red flags, if I walk away, what will happen to me? What would happen of me? Who would even marry me?
Mm.
So settled.
So do you think that looking back today, do you think for many girls today who, for some reasons, fall pregnant and are feeling like they need to still go ahead even with the red flags, do you think they should go ahead with the red flag or with the wedding rather, or should back out if you to turn back the hands of time?
So it takes a lot of confidence to walk away. But then when you feel that you don't have anywhere to go to, you
Mm.
settle. So this is
Mm.
where people around us, I mean, it's our choices. I wouldn't want to blame it on those that are around us. They are
That's
also
right.
dealing with their stuff. But
That's right.
if I were the parents looking back, I think I would have done more to make my child feel safe to come home if she doesn't want to go on with it.
Anything happens.
I think that's what most of our parents don't do. They're either scared of the stigma or stuff.
Societal stigma.
Yes. So they just stay there, you know. Nobody really told me to, but I had that impression that I didn't have anywhere to go back to. So I had to settle.
Must have been really emotional, really, really touching.
You cannot even, you don't know the half of it. But the good thing is now we're navigating into how I coped. I've always seen myself as a strong person. So,
And you look it too.
thank you. So I try to again make the most of what I had. And we did. It was up and down, but then
How long was it for the union?
17 years. 17 years of craziness. Although we're friends. No, I cannot,
You can't take that out.
I know I can take that out. I mean, so I'm going to just say this now, how we women actually contribute towards to the home. I look at how the proverb woman is, how she's a builder, but nobody builds if they are not strong. You can't build if you're not strong.
Hmm. You're dropping some nuggets here. Nobody builds if they are not strong.
You have to be mentally, spiritually strong. So I think, looking back, he actually expected some things from me. He listened actually, and if I was only a little bit stronger, I'm sure that there are things that he would have actually changed that would have made it easier.
Oh yeah.
But I was carrying a cross that I was not prepared for.
Hmm.
So I can say I made some mistakes. I allowed things, I accommodated things that I could have just said, you know what, if this is not changing, I'm walking with confidence. And maybe
Mm.
that in itself would have made him,
Corrected,
yes,
made him sit up.
yes. So I accepted a lot of things until,
Did you accept those things out of fear?
yes.
You want to throw some light on that?
So you know how society actually makes it difficult for women to get past mistakes. So we're talking about having a child out of wedlock. How do we see it?
Mm. Taboo.
Aha. But I wasn't a loose child, honestly. If I were to go back and talk about how the child came in,
How? Yes.
it was a very strong decision
Oh wow.
because at that time I didn't know I had hormonal issues. So after being in a relationship for so long and we are active and nothing is happening, and then you just get that one and like, ha, let me keep this one. No, ha, I beg you. You understand? You understand? So, and today I can look back and say, I wish I knew. I wish I had somebody to tell me, oh, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just maybe some medical issues, some hormonal issues. I didn't know that. So when I made the decision to have a child, I didn't also make the decision to stay married to him.
Okay.
I just wanted to be sure that, okay, this one is my own. But then after looking at it, I'm like, okay, it's now here. Who would now accept
Mm.
this?
I know the stigma with after one.
Yeah, I know I had that. I mean, a lot of people said that.
Hmm.
And so many, I know some people can just be loose with words. Sometimes you be in a public place and then you get people saying things. I'd already started struggling with low self-esteem before. So things get to me. You understand? So, so many things: fear, lack of confidence.
So, do you think low self esteem can result in choosing a wrong partner?
Of course, 110%. It's, if you don't think highly of yourself, you settle. Yeah.
I feel like writing these nuggets. If you don't think highly of yourself, you will settle for anything.
What's the worst that will happen with a woman, actually?
Hmm.
What's the
Talk
worst?
to me.
Practically, they say we have more women than men, right?
Mm.
That means to say there are some women that may not get married.
Mm-hmm.
So why do we make it seem like if a woman is not settled, if she's not married now, something is wrong with her? She may just be for a different purpose.
A different purpose, a different assignment.
So when you throw these things around and somebody that does not know their purpose, they catch it,
Hmm.
they can just, before you know, they lose
They
themselves
lose themselves. Do you? I'm up from what you say now. I'm perceiving that even the home have got a role to play in this.
largely. I see a lot of parents that are doing well in that regard. And I have come to, over the years with my healing journey, I've come to not hold my parents
Accountable.
accountable, because there's this statement that came to me: what you don't have, you can't give. So I don't know where they're coming from. So they couldn't give what they did not have. So, but then thank God for, you know, platforms that helps us to now realize that we are more than those societal expectations. So if you
That's
can't
right.
get it at home, you can get it from outside.
That's right.
So yes, the home can, but if the home does not give you that, I think these platforms where we talk so much about these things can help.
That's right. That's why we're going to be pushing information like these so that people out there can always get to learn. It's we're going to talk about your healing journey. One thing you said that really struck me the most was when you spoke about how that many people are out there, especially ladies out there, and when they get married, even if they're going through a lot of problems, they can't fall back to their home. It's like it's no longer a safe haven. And it's almost like the families allow you just go and marry and let us be. I saw on social media the other day a young girl was crying. She apparently she'd made a wrong decision with her marriage, and the mother told her, "You can't come to my house." And the girl was saying, "Is it until he kills her that she'll be able to go there?" And she was crying and saying that, "Mom, just one night, just for one night." And she said the mother told her, "Stay there." So if ladies can understand that we're not supporting divorce, but what we're saying is if it gets to that point where the lady's not safe, at least she should have some sense of fresh air around the home. But the homes today do not provide such atmosphere of safety and comfort. And this also makes the young men who marry the ladies know that you don't have a
Yeah,
permanent.
exactly. They'll tell you where you won't go.
Oh,
I mean, it's common knowledge now. Some men rub it in. They know that you're not going anywhere.
you will take it, whatever I give to you.
Exactly. Who will take you?
Oh my
Like
God.
this, who will take you? You guys looking like bag of Gary.
Oh my God.
So,
And it encourages the abuse.
of course.
Now let's talk about your healing journey. How did you turn lemon into lemonade? Because look at you.
Thank you. I go as far as saying, when life throws you a lemon, you can make melon soup from it.
Oh, ole, 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 ole.
And you can't afford to stop.
Hmm.
You have to leave. And honestly, I just felt, I think it took me a long time, because there were so many phases that I had to deal with. Like, I felt disappointed, I felt angry, I felt frustrated, I felt depressed. So many phases that I had to go through.
Rush of emotions.
So it took a long time. And there was also betrayal.
Talk about that part.
So uh, maybe it's just in my head, but at the point I felt, I think the first emotion I felt when he died was betrayal. Like, okay, so after all these years I gave to you fighting, you have just left me in the middle of the street like this. I felt that way. I felt really betrayed. And then 9 days after his death, okay, so let me be honest. I can't even I can't tell you exactly what happened. I mean, days are like moments to me. Months can be days. It's that bad. Like, I can tell you clearly, but it felt like 9 days. Maybe it's even 9 months. Oh no, not 9 months. Maybe 1 month, but maybe 2 weeks. But
You just lost touch of
yes.
moments.
So, but I know that he died 27th of December. That's 2014, and by the end of January 2015, I was homeless. And I went to the house to get something, because I was told to go to my uncle's place so that I'll be around people. And I just gone there, I think the week, I don't know what day in January, and my landlord, with my caretaker, whispered that the family people had been around, that they want to come and pack some things by the end of the month. So I didn't hear from them. And then since I'd not heard from them until like 30th of January, I said, okay, let me go there to check. Maybe if they want to pack some things, it was a three-bedroom apartment in the flat. I didn't have livelihood. I didn't know how I was going to sustain that. So maybe we just move out. Yeah. But then when I got there, I got a shocker. I found that they had emptied the house. Like to my clothes, my children's clothes, everything was emptied out. So that was where I felt real betrayal.
Who does that?
I mean, it was crazy, but then that's what I found. And
Hmm.
I called my uncle. I remember calling my uncle and I was like, Uncle C. He said, and let them be. I'm like, what are you saying? I expected someone to say, okay, no, let's go and fight them. But that was the first indication that I was alone in this,
Oh my
honestly.
God.
And then I called my friends. I was like, yes, see. She said, where are you? I was walking along the road. I was crying. And she just said, where are you? I said, I don't even know I'm walking. She said, okay, come,
Can
come,
I have
come.
your hands? It's fine.
So I went to meet her and she said, don't worry. She couldn't say much. She just said, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. I'm like, what's this? I went back. Nobody talked about it. Till then, nobody mentioned, nobody said anything about it.
Just left you like that.
And then I have to figure out everything from scratch. So yeah, I felt no, no. I have to find a way to get out of this. So in that moment, it didn't feel like I was mourning anymore.
Hmm.
It felt like it was me against the world.
Hmm.
He died, left me, the family, everybody has left me. So that's why I said there were phases of emotion. Like I
Betrayal.
felt betrayed, I felt abandoned, everything that could have made me just give up, just commit suicide because it came.
Hmm. How did you navigate that season?
I look at every time I think about giving up, I look at my children. My oldest was 11 going on 12 then. So I had to be strong for them. In fact, I could not even cry because of them. Because every time I think of them seeing me sad,
Breakdown.
I just feel that it will get to them. And I did not know how to undo that.
How to be
So I
strong.
had to like pretend. So the only thing that I know clearly that got me through those years was the fact that I had to be for my children's sake. I had to become, I had to start earning, I had to leave for them. But I didn't know how to. I didn't know where to start from because now we didn't have a home, no source of livelihood, and nobody telling
Nothing.
me that, okay, don't worry, we'll be by you.
Where were your family members at this time?
I think they were living their lives, I guess.
Did you reach out to them? Like fall
Yes.
back to the home as a safe haven?
In their defense, no. But that will be also because of what I was feeling. I'd
Mm,
already started feeling a certain way.
I get it.
Yeah. So
Before then, I understand.
those were what made me decide to just navigate it by myself.
And today, would you call yourself? Would you say you are there? Would you say you have healed to an extent?
To an extent, yeah. But I think it's the healing thing is a journey.
It's a journey.
I mean, this is 11 years after.
Hmm.
And I still get teary talking about some aspects. Funny thing is that there are some parts of my journey that I've not really talked about. And so if it's a new experience, I mean, just some, there are so many, like it's a whole book. It's a whole book. It's not something that I can get to. But the point I'm trying to make here is it didn't really matter who was there, who was not there. I had to be there for myself.
That's right.
And then there was the ultimate support system, which is God. Knowing that
Mm.
it was there. I think the first thing that actually got me through the dark night was the scripture that calls our Father the Father to the fatherless
Oh
and the husband to the widow.
yes.
So I held on to that. So when it gets to one, they're like, these children are yours, so they're not mine. I'm just caretaker. You have to find a way. If your children do go to school,
Feed them.
so those were the things like call it humor, but I had to find it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what? We are two of us, we are in this together. but you are the it makes it easier. And then he says, if your fathers will not give you snake when you ask for fish.
Hmm. That was a wise one.
So I just depended on God.
And you always come through. Always come through. How did widowhood change your perspective about life?
Mm. I can't say it's changed it. I think it consolidated it.
Mm.
So I have always been sort of independent. But that's moment where I now realized that I had me to depend on. You know what, girl, you have to be extra strong. Oh. Nobody's coming to save you. Share you say it. You understand? So and it has helped me. I th- there's a point where I feel that all I went through is not for me. I feel that it's for some other woman that may not be as strong as I naturally am.
Please talk about this part. Let me tell you why I want you to say this. There are many widows out there today who, not even just widows, the women today who, for some reasons, have lost their marriages and they feel like everything is over. Like, what are they living for? And then there are widows today, like what you mentioned, who just within within seconds they've lost everything and they are wondering how did they start, where did they begin from. Life has given them lemons and they don't even know how to turn it into what lemon soup, let alone lemonade. I want to talk about that part, and for the weak ones you mentioned. Yeah.
I want to say I'm sorry for those who feel weak.
Yes.
I need them to know that they have strength in them. They've not found it.
Hmm.
So currently, I have a project called the Shikam Project.
That she can.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
And it's basically to let every woman know that they can. The
Hmm.
moment they decide that they want to, they can. But then if they feel that they can't alone, there are communities out there
Support
who will
system.
support them. So the project, the Chicam project, is
Talk
basically
about it.
to let you know that okay, there's a community that can actually show you how you can start. So for me, the community, I sought after that community because going by what I mentioned, I'm introverted in a certain way. I could be extroverted, yeah. I am my own company.
Mm.
So it's not that I don't want to keep friends, but coming from the background when I had low self esteem, I just feel that I'm not well. I wasn't good enough to fit in. Even till date, sometimes I feel that are you dressed right? Are you carrying yourself? I just feel inadequate somehow. It's still there.
Definitely. It's a childhood thing.
Um, for that reason, I didn't really have people that I could confide in. And then here's another thing. When you're talking about your pain to close family members, they just want to just say,
Ooh.
forget about it. You move on. You can't move on like that.
You can't.
Sometimes talking about it helps. But they don't give you that platform to just be vulnerable. Yes, just speak. Just cry if you want to cry. Just let it out. Sometimes they will even be the one to tell you their version of your life. I mean, it's crazy.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but like I'm telling, I'm the one that wore the shoes. You can't be telling me. But then that's how it is. What it
I
is.
think it's an African thing. I don't know.
I don't know, but it is what it is. So I actually wished that I had a place where I could just be vulnerable, learn from scratch. So I'm an industrial mathematician by study. But years after, I'd not gotten a job with that, and I felt inadequate. I tried getting a job, and then I was 35 when my husband died.
Oh dear.
At that age, you're looking for a job and they tell you they're looking for someone younger. So the prospect has reduced. I don't have money to start a business. So, I mean, I was 40 when I decided, 41 when I decided that
Oh
I
dear.
was going to find a way. And it came from a near miss experience. So 2020, I was told I had to remove my appendix. There was no money. There was nobody to run to. I mean, immediately. I felt that alone.
Again.
So after finding a way, gathering the funds and eventually fixing it, I told myself never again. To me, it was a careless thing for the doctor to have told me that this thing is about to
Erupt.
erupt, and I still had to carry it for 4 days, running around looking for money. that in itself was careless because there was no money. So I needed to fix the money situation. But where do I go to? So finding a community that allowed me to build skill sets that I can fall back on
Can
helped.
monetize.
Yes. So I found the community, and because of that community, that's where the Shikam project is coming from. Because through that, I was able to use the gifts that I didn't even know that I had to start making some money.
Something you want to share?
No,
Expo.
we'll talk about that.
She wants to get keep.
It's not really. It's not like it's an Aiden thing. But giving credit to that organization, the reason I can sit here and talk is
That's right.
because of that platform.
Mm.
And I would like to say a big thank you to Ambassador Michael Okoli, Ambassador Nefue Simai.
They can watch you, yes. Good, thank you.
These are people, they don't even know what they have done.
Hmm.
You don't. Because they gave me a platform, not that they handed it to me. I had to look for it, and that's another thing. I'm good. I'm good. I had to look for it. And that's why I'm saying women have to be strong. You have to want it.
You have to want it. Go for it.
I stumbled on the concept of vision boarding in 2020, and then I decided to execute it 2021. So I was bold enough after all. This was my room. Nobody was going to tell me that my dreams were too big. So I
Mm.
put all the dreams I had on a board, and I told God, this is what I want. Show me a vehicle to get it.
Hmm.
And I did pray and wait. I told God that if I look back in time, I know how much He loves me. I know how I can't even. I know
Your
how
God
much
factor
God.
is so strong.
It's God had been there from when I was little. I learned how to talk to Him from an early age, and I saw how He navigate, helped me, through it. And credits to my mom that also gave me a deeper life background. I had this moral upbringing that helped. So my parents actually separated. Yes, they were separated. So, and I mean, I don't have any issues with that. I mean, it's part of what we're dealing with. If you can't
Mm.
cope, but it has to be amicable. I mean, you don't have to be enemies. Move and just stay.
You don't have to die there as well.
No, no. So that's God factor helped. And so when I got to that's vision boarding time, and I told God, I said, see, I know because you love me, this life wasn't what you planned for me. It was based
Mm.
on what I did, what I chose. I
Mm.
made the mistake. So
Mm.
I'm going to trust you
We're
now.
accountable.
Yes, I am. And that counts for a lot. You have to be accountable. So I said, you know what, I'm going to step back so you take the lead. Show me a vehicle that will help me achieve all of this. And they started the work. From Whispers, a friend invited me and she recommended me to a project, and I decided to go there. And I saw things that were in my vision board
Oh,
that
wow.
was part of their vision. So I said, you know what? You don't even have the resources. Me, I didn't have the resources. I didn't have the expertise. I didn't have the skills. So I can just align. So I aligned. And I really took the mentorship serious. I'm still taking it. I'm still undergoing mentorship. But now I can now
Wow.
give of myself what I've learned.
Oh, wow.
So that community helped me to heal. So this self is about 5 years old,
Oh, wow. This newborn, this new one.
and I can attribute it to Century 21 Freedom Group.
Wow. I feel like that's impressive.
They, I can't even put to words what that community has done.
Birthing a new you from the pain to the gain, from the lemon to the lemonade. Kudos to that community. Whilst you were speaking, one thing that came to thought or was the fact that there are women who begin to pity party themselves.
Ah, Jesus
They
Christ.
wear the pity shoe, begin to move from place to
But
place.
why?
But why? You are stronger than that.
Yeah, I know how it feels when you don't know your strength. One of the things that I actually cut off from early enough was pity parties. A less than a week after my husband's passing, I just got so fed up with sorry.
Hmm.
And sadly, he died towards the end of a year, and I was seeing myself going into a new year with sadness, and I felt I don't deserve this.
Hmm.
Yes, I know that this happened, but I don't remind me of this pain. Just Help me move past it. Don't come and like, hey, how did it happen? How you woke up now? You know, this kind of things were just breaking me. And then I told one lady, I said, please. I was like, no, no. I said, please. It's my pain. I said, enough.
Hmm. So what you say now, it's like a lecture right now. So saying sorry over and often to that person grieving could make the pain more.
But there are some women who crave for that. That is where I'm going to.
Hmm.
I don't know how, but what is the pity party doing? Most of the people that are coming to tell you sorry, they're not giving you money. Why are you going to look for people that will just pity you? Now let's go to the part of begging. Do you know how many women? Do you know how many women are exploited at that stage of their weakness? They are exploited by even husbands' friends.
That's right. I've heard of numerous stories or experiences.
So why put yourself in that place where you either feel worse than you left out? I mean, the vulnerability is there, but then you go out and then you now get to see the reality that, oh, this person is not who you thought they were, and you feel bad, right? You go home and then you start mourning all over
And
again.
sometimes you have to go back and yield.
Even if you don't yield, you feel bad. You see, another emotion that I had to navigate was bitterness.
Hmm. Talk about that.
Bitterness came from after a couple of years. I realized that the people you expect so much from were not coming through for you. So, and you look back and then you see how much you've done, how much you've sacrificed, and then you like, you know what, everybody stay your day. You
Hmm.
know, I remember my younger sister telling me one time, because I was now lashing out,
Okay.
and she was like, please, I don't know what you did with my sister. She was addressing me actually. And she's like, please go and bring back my sister. This you is not you. I need my sister back. She will not know till date what that did to me. It made me pause and think,
And
what
you're
are you
losing
becoming?
yourself.
What are you becoming? What are you becoming? And I had to start addressing the bitterness. And it got to a point where where I started telling myself, this too will pass. If
Mm.
nobody if you have asked somebody for help and they don't, I believe strongly that when you give, it comes back to you good
Mm-hmm.
measures, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I ask you and you give to me, I just feel that you're lending to God.
It's a fertile
I will
ground.
bless you for that. I will go on my knees and ask God to bless you. So if I ask you and you refuse to help me, you are only depriving
It's
yourself
your
of that.
loss.
You understand? So why should I feel bad that somebody that had to give refused to give me?
Mm.
Even if it's just a crying shoulder and you refuse to give me that, thank God there is God.
Thank God there is God.
So I decided to forgive and forgive myself also
So that you can move on.
so that I can move on. So I had to let go of that bitterness. I really had to deal with it.
That's a critical part of it. Another part I highlighted whilst you were speaking was a part where you had to deal with not having any financial sustenance.
Yeah.
So one thing I always talk about is women who get married and then they don't do anything. Can you highlight how that may have affected you?
So I wasn't really that woman.
Hmm.
I pride myself to be a very, very creative person.
Crazy.
Yes, creative.
Oh, create. Oh.
That's my strong point.
Hmm.
So I wasn't lazy.
Hmm.
But then, and this is another thing, I have seen men who say that their wives should not do anything,
That's what I'm talking about.
and then women will succumb to that.
And women who feel their husbands are wealthy.
Oh my God. So yes, yeah, I want to quickly say this. Have you realized that men, as they are growing up, their parents naturally navigate them towards being homemakers, like they have to take care of their families?
Oh yes.
Or what do women, what are women groomed to become?
Just wives.
That's the problem. Then when the man dies, the
Hmm.
woman has to take care of the family. So
Hmm.
what if the girls, the young girls are
We're
also taught
prepared.
how to make money for themselves as it because anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
So but then I naturally don't like being without money.
I see that
Naturally.
you have a long throat. It's fine.
Yeah. So I joke about this, but my native name means there is nobody that doesn't deserve to be wealthy.
Oh wow. We're gonna call the name.
It's long ago, but it's nice.
It's fine.
Paradisiabofa.
Peredisiabofa. I try. You don't want to clap for me? Oh my god.
Yeah. So but then I know that money is a defense.
Ye- Money is do you feel that if you had had like a good financial backup?
That is the only part that I missed. My dad had a spare part shop sometime when I was growing up, and I begged him that I should go and work with him. He refused. He said I should go and get a degree.
Oh wow.
He did not want to hear anything about that. So when the degree failed me, I had to be creative. I did this and that. I did
Mm.
a lot. I did a lot, but
To juggle to be able
yes,
to be
but
financially
nothing really.
worked.
Yes, nothing concrete.
I understand.
I
Nothing
didn't
was
know.
tangible
Yes,
enough to
and then
sustain.
somehow at the back of my mind, I felt that it was my husband's responsibility to do that.
Mm.
So I was pushing
That's
him.
that's the grooming you're talking about.
I was pushing him. I was supporting him. I was like, "Get up, now, guy, do
And that's how
this."
some women lose their visions,
Yeah.
lose their talents,
Yes.
lose their assignments,
Mm.
lose everything, and they dump it actually and begin to help a man build. And when all ship are down or the ship
You would
down,
have to navigate that course by yourself. So I was giving all the support. I wanted him. In fact, I think the last issue we had and we addressed, and that's where I even got the confidence or the understanding now that all he needed was a strong woman.
hmm,
I wasn't that confident in my ability to say, you know what, guy, we're moving. Like
mm, mm,
if you're not changing,
mm, mm,
no.
mm,
So he
mm.
needed that kind of strength in me because that's what I did. And you're like, okay, oh yeah, now, how do we fix this?
Okay.
Unfortunately, it didn't last. Not
Mm,
quite a year later, I died.
When you began to find the
Yes,
meaning to how
yes.
to
But the
navigate.
question is, was it possible for me to have built something
Mm.
while there? No, I felt it was his. It was his honor to be the one to buy me a car,
That's the thing.
to
That's the
be bringing
thing.
the
That's the
money,
thing.
and I had all the abilities,
And then you had to leave them so
yes, to
that
support
he
him.
can.
Yeah.
I get it. It's been a very. I just felt like in my mind we should just keep on going. And thank you for your honesty. Thank you for opening up. See, we're gonna have you back again. Yes, yes. Thank you so much. As we round off and wrap up this segment, I want to give to that widow out there. And again, sisters clamor for weddings every day, and nobody is ready for the journey of widowhood. And life happens. So give to every sister, both the newlyweds, those who are just new on the journey of widowhood, thinking that life is over. You mentioned suicide, thinking that there is no hope, like all is lost. Just four ways to get back on the foot.
I know four ways, but let me start from
Anyway.
number one. Understand that you were created for a purpose. So if you have not finished your purpose, you cannot even afford to give up.
Hmm.
You can't because
That's
that
deep.
man was not there when God was forming you. You had your purpose differently. So ask yourself, before giving up, have you finished your course?
Hmm.
And if you don't know how to navigate, the God factor
Hmm.
is there. I would have said one first thing God, but then
It's fine. It's fine.
the God factor, you can decide. You don't have to go meet a pastor. Okay, let's talk about the widows now.
Hmm.
Take take the scripture that says that God is now your husband,
Hmm.
and He's the most loving of them all. So go to Him and ask, okay, how do I
Navigate.
navigate this? Just trust Him.
Especially if you have children.
Yes, trust Him. Then talking about purpose. What I do right now, I think is in line with my purpose because I feel fulfillment. Find what you are called for. Find it. If you know that you have a purpose, you have God factor now, but you now have to discover that purpose. It will keep you going. Because one of the things that helped me heal faster was that I was not living not for myself, but for others. Yeah, they were my children, but beyond my children, there are now women out there who deserve to see me rise so that they can rise. The Bible says, let your light so shine. If your light dims, other women's light will dim. So know that you're created for it. Find your purpose. And please, These hands are meant to work. Get
Oh
to work.
yes. Oh
Get to
yes.
work. These
Pity party
Get to
begging.
work. Find what you can do. It can be intertwined with your purpose. Now, fortunately for me, I earn with my purpose.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I had to go through finding that gift first
You
under
mentioned.
mentorship. So you can find a community where you feel safe. Somebody can actually listen to you and they're like, you see, you're good at this. That can help also.
Help you channel the
Yes,
purpose.
because I've seen women walk to me and they're like, I don't, I like, are you kidding me?
Hmm.
See, I'm just admiring this about you. And they leave feeling what they
Absolutely.
understand. So find a community and please leave negative zones. Leave negative zones. Places
Mm.
that drain your energy. Don't go there
Hmm.
mentally or remove yourself and please, this is more than
Detach.
four now, but please learn gratitude. If you want to practice gratitude, and this is one of the things that help me every day, yes, because
Okay.
every level has its devil.
Mm.
So you will don't expect that when you leave this level you have dealt with all the devils. As you go into the next level,
Even the
there's
devil
another
left
devil
Jesus for a while
and came back.
and came back.
So now, if you wake up in the morning and you allow your mind to be clouded with the mistakes or the pains of yesterday,
Negativities and all that.
trust me, you will not be able to navigate today. But just breathe and then say, as far as you can feel your lungs, you can feel your hands, just say, Father, I'm grateful.
Hmm.
I'm grateful
Hmm.
for like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Just stay there and just imagine a beautiful life for yourself and just be grateful.
Just be
Start
grateful.
with that in the morning. Every other thing will fall into place.
Oh my God. Wow. 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 It's both a mix of emotion, anxiety, healing, forgiveness, and finally, lemon soup. Thank you once again for opening up, for being vulnerable, for sharing your story with us. I do not take it lightly. And I believe that everyone watching can connect and relate. Don't worry, feel free to comment under the comment section and engage. If you have a story to share, hurry and drop it there. If you also want to be a guest on our show, The Sisters Conversation, hurry and send a message to the number on the screen or the email, and you will of course have yourself here. We want to hear your story. Others are waiting to learn from you. Of course, we have learned from our amazing guest story today. Experience, like not just a story, life stories, experiences, and how she's become an epitome of success today. And it didn't happen overnight. From lemon to lemonade. And we want to hear your story. We want to also share from your experiences and do well to follow the Sister Safe Space community: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And this is where we need to draw the curtain. And I want to give you a tongue twister. Are you ready for it?
I'll
You will
try.
try. Do like this. Do like this. Okay, so you're going to do a tongue twister and you will say it in seconds. You ready? So that in case you don't get it right, you're going to get us a car. By chance you get it right, we're going to get you a car key. The key, you get a car next time. All right, so say with me: the sun shall soon shine.
The sun shall soon shine.
Say it again.
The sun shall soon shine.
Say it again.
The sun shall soon shine.
Now, by tick.
The sun shall soon shine. The sun shall soon shine. The sun shall soon shine.
The sun shall come in. The sun shall soon shine. Thank you so much for coming, and I honestly would want you to come again. This time we're going to be having some deep dive into, you mentioned the community. Yes, we're going to talk about the community and how sisters, can you talk about how they can connect with you on social media?
Oh, sadly, I don't have a social media handle, but you can actually find me on Facebook. Cynthia Lily Kumo is my name.
Cynthia Lele Kumo.
Yes, and if you want to have my number, you can just request it from the comment section.
Oh, definitely.
I'll find a way to get to you.
Yes, so that you can always get to hear in person her story. I want to believe you've learned from her story. And remember, we learn to also share. So don't withhold the knowledge. Do well to share what you've learned today. Share this particular live stream to every sister out there. You just never know. That sister who's down, thinking that all hope's lost, and this video could just be that video she needs to live another day because of you. I'll come your way next time on the Sisters Conversation. This is my name. Bye.